So let's say that you want to use Excel in order to make a scatter plot. And even if you've never used Excel before, fortunately, it's something that Excel is pretty good at doing. So here I have two continuous variables, which is something that you need in order to make a scatter plot. In this case, I've got height and I've got weight of people. So I have height in inches and weight in pounds. This index number is just saying like individual 1 was this tall and weighed this much, individual 2, etc. So that you can make sure that things are matching. Now, that index number might be throwing you off a little bit. But keep in mind of like, what do you want your graph to actually envision? Forget Excel. If you had this data in front of you, like how would you physically make this graph? Well, you're probably not graphing this index number. So always be aware of like extra data that you might not actually need. Now, in organizing your data, Excel is a lot happier if you have things arranged in columns like you see here. You don't really want to do, say, height, weight, and then I'm just making up numbers, obviously. Right? You don't want it in rows like this. It really prefers columns. Also, Excel is a whole lot easier to use if you keep your data next to each other. Imagine you had a really large data set and maybe you had height, you had weight, maybe you had, I don't know, hair length, and that's not how you spell hair, and okay, whatever. Q probably would not be an answer. So perhaps you had a full data set and there's lots of different columns, but you're only interested in height and weight. Put that data next to each other. It's going to make your life so much easier. There's a couple ways of doing this. If you want to preserve all your data, you can always just make a copy of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to copy all of this, and I'm just going to delete the things I don't need. So I'm going to get rid of this hair length. I'm going to get rid of this index number because the only thing I'm actually interested in graphing is my height versus my weight. Now you'll notice there's this blank column between this. We do not want that. I literally want things right next to each other in Excel. There's a couple ways you can do this. This video is not about this. I'm just highlighting all the data, then clicking on the border to literally move those cells. Once your data is in a nice column format and it's all next to each other, highlight your data. Include labels or not, you're going to see soon it doesn't really matter. It matters more for bar charts, but for some reason Excel does not care about your labels when it comes to scatter plots. So I've highlighted everything. I'm going to click Insert. Here's all sorts of different charts, which is the same thing as graphs. And I would never use recommended charts. You know what type of chart you're making. 1, because you're watching this video, and 2, the chart you make is all dependent on the data you're using. Since we have two continuous variables, I'm going to make a scatter plot. And then I'm just going to choose the first thing. You will likely never choose anything else, at least if you're making a plot in the sciences. Simpler is better. Simpler means that there's little room for misinterpretation of your data. So here I have my relationship between height and weight. You'll notice it just chose one of the axis labels to make the title, which doesn't make sense. You'll also notice the x-axis and the y-axis are not labeled. And when you have two sets of continuous data, this can be very confusing. So this is where you need to do a little bit of detective work. Typically, Excel will make your first column of data your x-axis and your second column of data your y-axis. Trust nothing from Excel though. Like genuinely trust nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my values. Okay, I see my x-axis ranges from 65 to 72 and my y from 0 to 180. So if I look at my values, I can determine, okay, my height must be here on the y-axis. So I think one of the first things I'm going to do to keep everything straight is go ahead and add my axes labels. So when you click on your graph, you get two new tabs, Chart Design and Format. Under Chart Design, the very first button is Add Chart Element. And here, I'm going to click Axis Titles, and you want them for both your axes. So let's do our horizontal first. And our horizontal one we said is height. It's always good to include your units. And then I'm going to do Add Chart Element, Axes Titles, Primary Vertical. And then I'm going to do weight, and that's in pounds. Now you notice it's not writing here where it says axis title, but it is writing up here. When I click enter, it is updating it. So that was kind of like the most important thing. Whether or not you need to include a title really depends on your professor. I have very strong opinions about this, but I'm going to keep this open for anyone watching this video. You might notice, okay, all the font is gray. We don't want gray font. So I clicked on the entire graph. I'm clicking home, and then I'm going to click this black text icon. Beautiful. Now it's all black. We like that. I have strong opinions about graphs. You'll notice there's no tick marks. So I'm going to click on here. And if I double click, it's going to open up a format axis thing on the right hand side, which because of the way I'm doing this video, you can't see because I have it all cropped, so everything looked bigger, so sorry about that. But know that there is a right-hand toolbar when I double-click. You can also edit things up top too. So I've clicked on this. If I go to Format, okay, I want a line, so I'm going to click this. And cool, it actually did what I wanted, but I want tick marks. So I double-click on this, and again, there's a menu icon on the right-hand side that's giving me options about tick marks and whatnot. There's got to be a way I can... Oh, look at that. Ha, just kidding. I figured it out. Oh, it's gone. All right, so I double click on something. There we go. So it's probably attaching to the right-hand side of your window, but you can click and drag it apparently. So, right, there's no tick marks. So I click in here. Nope, not there. Click in here. Oh, look, tick marks. And I can choose outside and outside. This video is not going to go into the nitty-gritty of formatting your chart. That's going to be dependent on your assignment. It's going to be dependent on what you're trying to publish. It's going to be dependent on a lot of things. But just know, really double-clicking on anything is going to get you this format option so that you can go through a lot of different things. I will say the one formatting thing I will touch on is that recall that scatter plots should be zoomed into the data. You notice that Excel did do that with the x-axis. It's only showing us height from 65 to 72. That's great. That's what we want. But it's not doing that for weight. Why? I don't know. So you need to do it manually. So I'm going to double click the y-axis because that's what I'm trying to change. And I get this format axis. And I'm going to click through the different buttons to see which one is going to fix my problem. So this is all design, kind of design. Oh, axis options. And bounds. Bounds means where is your axis starting and ending at. So right now it shows 0 to 180. It looks like my smallest data value is somewhere between 100 and 120. So I'm going to do my maximum at 100. I'm going to click enter and it'll update it. Oh, my minimum value was between there. So you notice I have no data, which made me realize, oh, I did this wrong. And it automatically set a maximum of 160 for me. And hey, we actually see a trend here, which you really couldn't see earlier when we were too zoomed out from the data. You can also change your units. What this means is, there's a mark every 10. But let's say I wanted it every 20, right? Maybe I wanted the small lines every 10. So these are things that you can play with. So I just wanted to touch on that because, again, good graphing guidelines for scatter plots is that you are zoomed in on both of your axes. But remember, with bar charts, you are starting those at 0 because the relative size of those bars matters. So with that, you're definitely going to want to play around with different settings to get it to look the way you want, but you pretty much got everything that you need to make a nice, beautiful scatter plot.